That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We've got some new sound effects that we're going to try and sew into tonight's stream, such as that's my favourite one. So tonight's stream is sponsored by Yorkshire Gold. And I'd like to thank my seasoned, should we say, faithful viewer, subscriber, Gen2479, for this lovely bullfinch mug. Right, we're going to mix it up a bit, or we're going to change it round. Mix it up. We're just going to play Blitz. Play some Blitz. Previously we were on the rapid games, bit slow. We're on the rapid games and the ale. Now we're on the Blitz and the tea. So let's see how that works out. Right, let's go. Who have we got? Jack. And he's playing a what? Pietz or a modern? Pietz. Alright, knight c3. They'll probably go g6. We go bishop f4 and c6. Okay, well, bishop f4 anyway. e5, is that what they want? Maybe they want b5 straight away and b4. Ah, it's like a check Pietz. Nah, maybe we messed that up. Okay, this pawn is attacked. So let's play bishop d3. Probably don't want our bishop on f4 now. So my knight's pinned. Now my queen's attacked. Oh, we should play f3, I think. I think it's okay. We could play knight f3. I'm going to play f3. I'm going to play e2 and king f2. Knight e2 and king f2. We could play g4 or g5 now. It's a thing. Probably don't want to rush with that, but it is a thing. Where would that knight go then? Anyway, what do we want to do? Probably king f2 or queen d2 and castle long. Yeah, maybe we won't find king f2 appealing. Find it appealing. We've unpinned our knight. Okay, so they hit out with e5 with the bishop. They're attacking this pawn, but it's defended. Do we want bishop e3? Or do we want bishop? I think we want bishop e3, not d2, e3. Overprotect. Overprotect d4. See what they do. Harris Heller. Right, what should we do? What should we do here? Hang on. This bishop doesn't have many squares, does it? Like h4 threatens g4, h5. So let's do that at least, because that stops them castling, which is probably what they want to do. Right, so now they've given their bishop some sort of wiggle space. So we'll extract the max out of that. And now we're in a bit of a weird situation with our king. Just so we can bring our rook over and then try and advance. Maybe we could have done that anyway. Okay, so they've castled on that side. This queen's starting to look a little bit loose. Goose loose. Oh, why not? Let's do a bit of that then. Don't know whether we're playing on the queen side, the king side. Playing on all sides. I kind of want to take with the bishop, but probably should take with the knight. Can land the knight here on f5 where it looks smashing. We could have also played b4 straight away. Now they will be able to take our bishop with a check. Yeah, we should probably not allow that. I don't like the look of that, so let's not allow that. Bishop is a good piece. This knight, don't want to allow it to capture. This looks a bit hairy, to be honest. Do we want to play knight f5? We definitely want to play b4. I thought we wanted to play rook g1, but maybe we don't. What is that? Okay, I see what. Okay. It doesn't win anything though, does it? I mean, we can just take that. We can't take that because it's a fork, but we can play. What can we do? We can move our rook. They're just saying you've got a terrible position. I kind of feel like the rook belongs here, in all honesty. So let's do that. We can't take this bishop because there's a fork. We can play b4 next. Okay, now they've wandered off, and they're kind of saying your king is loose, which it may well be. Knight f5. Bishop f4 looks like a good move. b5, that's a great move. I love this move. Our king's wobbly. Wobbly king. Now our rooks start to look quite good if we manage to push on the queen side. Maybe we should play bishop d3. Okay, so what's gone on there? We can take this pawn, which looks annoying, because we're going to capture here. Oh, now there's this, and that's looking problematic, and then we win the queen. Okay, so if we win the queen, can they do anything in the meantime? This fork we've got covered. There are no checks, so let's just go ahead. Alright, have a little moment. Okay, we should be able to close this out now. We can take the queen, forcing the king to capture us. But maybe we don't even need to do that. They want to capture this, fair enough. Okay, what about just doubling the rooks? Dublin, which is the biggest city in the world. Dublin. Just keeps doubling and doubling and doubling. Right, let's take the queen. Let's give a check. Now let's... Oh, I kind of want to play knight f5. We'll be giving our queen back. We've got to think here, or we're going to end up losing. Let's sack the knight. That's the way to do it. Right. Because now we can eliminate this bishop. There's a fork here now, though, which will cause us to lose our queen. Okay, we've got this. Is that good? They've got this. We take that with check. They'll capture this, and now we can get the queen into the action. Somehow. We just need to figure out how. What about... That was not the way. That was not the way. It was a way. Alright, just keep on the dark squares. Try not to run out of time. Okay, I think we've got a good position still. I think we're alright. Yeah, that was the way. Then they take this. If they take this, we've got a check. Which probably leads to mate. Okay, so now we take this, and we didn't lose any material. Okay, okay, let's just go like so. Dark square, queen b2. We'll probably retreat the knight first. Okay, now we got queen b2. Ooh, probably should have played queen b1, and this is a mate. For sure, there we go. Oh, not so bad. Okay, not a bad first game. I think we made a bit of a hash of that. We ended up in time trouble. But let's see what goes on. Alright, e4, e5. We're already in the next game. Quick fire action. Alright, so you can't play knight f3 here. It's a bad move. Knight f3. Oh, they played a3 already. Okay. That's weird. Alright, d6. Bishop g5. Bishop g4 rather. d6. Why did we do that? We did want to block this bishop in. Alright, we'll drop our bishop back to d6. Ooh, then they're going to hit us with this. They're going to do that anyway. Alright, let's just try and ride the storm. g4, we just lost a whole bishop. But did we? Did we? The thing is, maybe we can capture here. Because we're going to win this pawn. So we get 2 pawns back that way. Maybe we can capture here, they take, and then we go here. And if the king moves onto this square, we win their queen. So they're not going to do that. Okay, let's try that out at least. And we also get knight d4 in, so we'll see how that works. Forced into these reckless continuations. Okay, obviously they didn't fall into the trap of king e2. Okay, but we've got queen f6 now. What, queen f6? check, and if knight f3, there might be knight d4. I mean, I feel like we're losing all the material in the world. Okay. I thought they'd play knight f3 there. It puts less pressure on us. I don't think they can get away with that somehow. Maybe they can. Hang on. There's queen f2. There's queen f2. It's mate. It's mate in 2. Queen f2, king h3, queen g3. Nice. I'm going to have a sip of tea. Is that right? Oh, wow. They just allowed queen f2. Nice. Alright. Let's go. Queen f2. Queen 8. Queen g3. Pre-move mate. Yezo. Victim number 2. Alright, let's go. Oh, not a bad way to start. I need to crowdsource some RAM. My machine is just not handling streaming, play music, and everything else very well. Okay, knight f3 against the Scandinavian. Yeah. Knight f6. d4. Bishop f5. That's a new one on me. Okay, so we're allowed c4 already. But the queen goes back to d8. Wow, that's insane. And that is just insane. Knight c3, and now maybe we should play d5 straight away. c6, intended to prevent d5, I guess. But surely we've got, now we can play bishop f4, and then d5, they tell you got knight b5. Okay, so they've put the brakes on everything. If we go there and they take, we take, and we've got, we can take back, I don't know. Okay, what do we want? Bishop d3 maybe? Just to get rid of this bishop? Yeah, I think so. Don't mind a position where there's no light square bishops. Noob. 1870. Okay, they've got a big lead on the clock. I'm going to castle. Probably bishop e7. I'm still thinking that I'm going to get knight b5 in. Kind of a pawn sack now. We can sack a pawn, but we've got rook e1, and we're going to get knight b5. So I'm sure this must be worth a sack. Strike while the iron's hot. Oh, we just hung our f4 bishop. That was a bit stupid. Right, okay. Probably not much going on now. Noob is probably going to win this game. Bad. Okay, is there any sense in trying to recover? Okay, let's see if we can get the second pawn back. Oh, we just hung the d3 bishop as well. Okay, a couple of hanging pieces in this game. Ooh, got away with it. Look at that, getting away with it. All my life. Right. Okay, we could do this, which, no, that would hang a rook. We can do that. I mean, maybe we should, maybe we shouldn't. What about queen c2? Yeah, I like that. I like queen c2. Prevents him from castling. Well, it doesn't really, does it? Hung a whole bishop. Otherwise, we were doing really well. Okay, so they castled. We kind of want to get rid of this knight. This pawn is kind of a bit loose. Let's go like so. At least it threatens a cheap tactic to win the queen, which I'm sure Noob W will see and play something like queen c7. Or queen b6. Queen c7, yep. Now then. Okay. I don't really like this, but I don't really see what else we can do. We've got to make some moves. We've got to try and displace this knight. We've got to attack this pawn. So knight g5 or knight d4. We could have done that without advancing this, but then we would have hung h2. So that's the idea. Okay, so bishop dropped back to d6. So that allows knight g5, which is kind of interesting actually. It puts pressure on h7 and d6. So let's give it a go. Could also choose to get rid of the bishops and play rook takes e6. Oh, but this is nice actually. Ooh, hang on, we might have options here. can we take that and play bishop g6? Because if they take back, we've got queen takes, which wins the knight. I think we can do that. Nah, because the king moves and the rook defends the knight. Okay. Okay, but if we capture here, I'm sure there's some good moves here, but I can't see them. So I'm going to go with what looks most attractive, which is to plonk a knight here and fork and get the rook to e6. Okay, there was always queen takes anyway in all of those lines. Okay, we got 2 pawns back. Did we? No, we got 1 pawn back. We're already a pawn down. Great. Great. Nah, there's nothing going on here. Oh, hang on, actually. We are threatening to win a second pawn because that would discover. A second attack. All right. Are we worried about knight b4? We're just going to have to risk it, I'm afraid. Knight b4, we're just going to have to try and make something happen. Like queen b1 or something. Why does this work? Well, it allows us to play this, which incidentally threatens this. Okay, we can also play queen takes and then trade queens and take this. Okay, we've got some options. But this was a horrible game and we deserve to lose. Huh? Okay, but now I think we should just do this. We might win this back. Didn't we just pick up a whole piece back? Oh no, what was that? Ah, that was our shit. We had to take with the other rook. Fuck. Okay, that was bad. Missed that completely. Okay, what if they just capture and then play queen in? Yeah, that looks good enough for them. Okay, but Noob does not want to do that, which is understandable. Alright, so we've got to do that. Queen there, yeah, okay. I guess we should just go back to c2. What can we do? Bring the knight to f4? Or a whole rook down. Let's be clear. We can't allow a trade of rook, so we have to let this rook come in and give us a check. Okay, so they're insistent on the trade of rooks. And that insistence will pay off. Okay. Oop. Now it just looks horrendous. Okay, that was a really, really poor quality game. Oh, it was really bad on both sides. Oh, we should still carry on. It's not over yet. They've still got to checkmate us. You know, we have got 3 pawns for the rook. It's not okay. We've got 3 pawns for the piece. Happy days. We'll save this. Okay, let's try and push these pawns. Okay, we don't want to trade, so let's do that. At least we give ourselves the option of a check. Okay, now we've traded. Okay, so let's try to harass this knight. Okay, we've not got any chance now that they've taken our c pawn and our b pawn, probably. Okay, well, fair enough. Maybe they'll. Okay, so now we could at least try and push these 3 past pawns. But honestly, I can't see any world in which we don't just completely lose everything. Well done. All right, I think we should give that one up as a bad job. I think we had too many opportunities to just not lose that game. We shouldn't have done. Well done, Noob. Race. So it's 2-1, and we're in Grunfeld. Okay, bishop g7. Knight f3, so c5 first, then we'll couple the castle short. Rook b8, rook b1, sorry, so we castle short. How do we meet this? We play bishop e2, we go queen a5, pinning this pawn. Don't really like the look of this. Megan Tadusi. Okay, I guess we have to go to e5. I guess we are threatening now to take this knight and then whip off the c-pawn. So the c-pawn should probably be defended some way or another. And we are also threatening to take on a2, which looks like the wrong idea. You know, given that we're sort of behind in development. You don't really want to be behind in development, ever. But not on the black side of a Grunfeld. Alright, so they're dropping in here like we're stealing your dark squares. I think we should just allow that temporarily. Okay, because c3 is hanging, a2 is hanging, f4 was played. If we take this, they might do something like that. If they ever manage to win on the dark squares, I'll be regretting this move, but I've played it anyway. You still have to demonstrate that they could give that pawn up. We've got a passed c-pawn. This is a brilliant pawn. They've got a big center. They can create a passed pawn against our queen side, and they've done that move, what I thought they'd do. Bishop f5 now. So I hit this rook. Yes, we've hung this pawn, which was perhaps not the best of ideas. And this one is also hanging. I don't think... Okay, we've got to check. Let's play the check. Do we worry about this? I don't think we do. I think we go here. We're going to push our c-pawn. That's the idea. Look at all of these squares that are covered, allowing us to kick that queen on d1. Problem though, they should take this and then they've got these guys. Okay, so they've done that. That makes sense. Maybe we should not allow this rook to just take this pawn for free, and if we advance, they'll advance. And maybe we've got that covered, so perhaps we should just do that. Oh, this could be bad. Then there's some rook move to like discover an attack on our rook. Looks a bit hairy, to be honest. Okay, but it also uncovers my rook's x-ray on their queen. So maybe there's a chance of getting something. I think it's pretty unlikely. I think we're getting toasted here, as usual. Right, if they capture, we'll probably take back with the bishop. We could take back with the queen. They've advanced. Good. Right, let's go. Oh shit. Oh fuck. Oh god. That's what blitz is, isn't it? It's a blunderfest. Oh goodness, that's just... Oh. Did we get away with it? Maybe we did. So we won't lose a clean piece, just an exchange. Can we do something with this rook? Something aggressive. Can we do something with this bishop that's aggressive? I think we're just going to have to give up the exchange. I really do. Alright. Our opponent didn't see that we had a hanging bishop on d4. Which is, you know, it's blitz, isn't it? It's blitz. We're not wizards. We're mere mortals. So he managed to downgrade the loss of a piece to just an exchange. So at least we'll have these bishops. And this pawn will be in our face. But still. Bishop pair is good. Bishop pair is a good asset. It may not be enough to save this position, but honestly, our opponent needs to move. Make some moves. That's an interesting one. Now we can just save the rook, can't we? Don't want me rook. That's amazing. Okay, let's save it this way. Maybe they'll go there. I think what they want is, yeah, this is what they want. I can see what they're after now. They're just going to bring the queen here, the bishop here, queen there, and mate me. We can't allow that. So how do we do that? This is a fucking good move. Jesus, if they play with the rook, then we've got this. Oh, then they've got the bishop move. Oh no, but then we take there. They take our queen. Hang on a minute. Bishop f2. Rook takes. Rook pins the queen. They move their bishop there. Okay, we take there. They go back. We go here, and we save the day. Okay, so let's play that. Whew. Lucky. That was lucky. Very lucky that we had that move. By the way, if they trade queens, it's a back rank mate, so they can't do that. Aha, interesting. But no. Okay, we don't have that. But at least we got the queen off the dark squares, which was the intention. Okay, maybe a bit of this now, actually, is a good idea. We can just push. Alright, so we go here. The can't take. The queen is attacked. I feel like we're in good shape now. Okay, but this is problematic, right? This is problematic. Oh, we may have just got away with that. Oh my word, have you seen that? They're threatening this. But we've got that. Oh, it's insane. Okay, there's a few things we could do. We could sack the rook for the pawn. We could allow this, so we could just take the queen. And we could allow this, and then just move here. So they take our rook. I mean, we threaten mate, right? Okay. Yeah, I thought about that. Go here. Yeah. Okay, are there any checks? Because if not, we can just do this, and I think we win the game. There's this. We go there, and then this. And we can take that, so that's not a problem. Yeah, so I think this is the move. Yeah, we go here. This is a check, but we can take it. That's a check as well, but then we can interpose. Oh, oh no, it's okay. So after this, we can take on f4. I mean, we take the bishop actually. Okay. Oof. Oh, that was a difficult one. Good game though. Good game. Bit of Grunfeld. Action. Ooh, Wallerkines. Very nice. d6. We play knight f3. And in this game, right. Okay. They're going to play bishop g7 and so on. So let's play bishop e2. We probably want a castle. Play c4, bishop e3, that kind of thing. Maybe we should take on d6 at some point. I don't know. Let's play bishop e3. Knight c6. That looks wrong somehow. Why? Okay, so they're threatening this pawn twice. Let's get some... Ah! These three pieces are attacking our pawn, which is defended only twice, so we need to do something about it. So let's liquidate. Play knight c3. And then probably, yeah, bishop g4. So the idea is, like, they want us to take back with our bishop because our bishop's defending c4. So we play b3. Now we're going to play d5 next. Okay, and then... Oh, this all looks very familiar. Can we kick this bishop now? What we don't want is a knight to land on d4. Okay. Shit. Okay, can't take back with the bishop because this will pick this off. Or maybe we can. You know what? Maybe we can. Actually, I quite like this. I'm gonna... Ah, they didn't do it anyway. Okay, bishop g5. Yeah, bishop g5. Oh shit, h6. Didn't see that. I didn't think about that. Oh, is it even worse now? Oh yeah, it doesn't work now, does it? Oh fuck. We fucked it. Messed it. Messed it. Okay. Ah, bollocks. That's annoying. Oh, well done. Well done. We fell into it. I think we're losing a piece. Oh, in fact, we're probably losing a piece and an exchange. Yes, we are. Okay. Oh well. That's a whole rook. A whole rook. Alright, yeah, take this one. The most annoying one. What? I don't understand that. Okay, fair enough. Just saying that you don't want the exchange. Fair. Okay, maybe we should just actually allow that exchange. Okay, this was a poorly played game. I don't expect we'll get anything out of this, but we should carry on against Parvile 1968. Right, okay. At least we get that. What does that mean? We got this. We can plonk a bishop on e6. Don't know if it's worth a piece. This is attacked. Where are these knights going? Maybe knight f5 is the move for them to stop the bishop landing on e6 with check, because that's a monster bishop. Oh, you can't do that. Oh, okay, now they give that up. But this is interesting. Okay, bishop e6 check, and pick up this pawn. Maybe we can. Maybe we've got some chances here. You know, it's not out of the realms of possibility. Even sacking here looks delicious. Like that just looks like mate. So how do you get out of that? You can't move this. Right, think about this. King h1 or king h2. On king h2 there's always some checks. So maybe king h1 is the one, but somehow there are also checks from the rook. King h2? We're going to get rid of this. That's our threat. What if they play h6? We take this. Ooh, yeah. Then we might have a good chance. So somehow I think king h1. h2, sorry. Why? I don't know. Just so my queen can leave the back rank without allowing another enemy piece to invade. Alright, this could be a game where we absolutely, you know, we just threw it away and then somehow we got back in. Okay, we can take this, then this would be pinned. We'd have this move, or we could go like so, and then they'd be forced to play a move like this. Okay, but we've also got this. That looks like a move. Bishop h6. Why is bishop h6 so good? Can we take this? They'd play rook at f8, I'm guessing. I think they hold. So let's not do that. Okay. Let's try for a bit of this. I could have taken that, I guess, and brought the king into the action and then play queen f1. Oh, I missed a trick. Now they're going to double rooks and I won't have that option. Okay, if they okay, we've still got the option. Let's do it. I guess there's knight f5 actually. Okay, I think we've got it. Knight f5 is g4. On knight f5. G4. And this is why this is why we shouldn't have our king on h2, but anyway. Are we getting our pieces back? Are we getting our material back for g4? I think we are. I think we've got our material back. There's no queen f2. We've we've covered all the checks by accident. This knight's pinned. Okay, so that's what they should do. They should take here so that they can play rook h8. Cancel. Right. Okay, yeah, that was a good idea. Now we've got to go here. Can't go there. It's forced. Only move. Okay, now we're in trouble. We're in big trouble, and our computer's run out of RAM. I don't know what we can do here, to be honest. Okay. We're just going to get checked if we played our queen move like this. Okay. Maybe we get to trade queens. Happy. Oof. Okay, very happy about that. Now we're in a not so bad rook ending. Okay, they've got an outside pawn, but we've got the better structure, and they've got an extra minute. Their knight is no longer pinned. What are they going to do? Okay. Shit. Fuck's sake. That was really, really annoying. Oh well. Well done. We panicked and we've lost this. This is a losing king and pawn ending because of this. We've only got one chance, really. And that's not really a chance. At all. Yeah, that's annoying. They're the kind of games where if we had a little bit more time, we might just have been able to, like, not blunder as soon as we got into a position where we had a chance. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Let's resign. Well done. Well done. Okay. So what's that? Are we on 3-2 or 3-all or something? Okay. Let's go. So we're in an Italian, 2 knights. D3. Okay. We could have done better there. We had an option of playing D5, but we didn't. Okay. This is a stupidly passive position. Like, this bishop is really bad. Oh shit, no, our bishop can't go anywhere. Okay, this is a problem. Okay, we gotta drop back here. At least we have that resource. Okay, should we trade bishops? I don't think so. Right, maybe king h7, g6 and bishop g7. Maybe knight e7, bring the knight round so that we can play c6, d5. That's probably what we want. Probably want to relocate this knight. I'm going about that last game. Okay. What are we missing? Oh, hard to take. But hey. Right, so the knight has landed on f5, which is, yeah, it's pretty annoying, but we can get rid of it by virtue of our king on h7 and our bishop on f8, protecting the h6 square. Any problems? Don't think so. This rook looks weird. We want to get this knight out of the way and play f5, I guess. But before that, we really want something on the g-file. So this position just looks... It just doesn't make any sense. It really doesn't. Okay, queen d7. Let's just try to do something with this. Maybe bishop g7. This knight, I don't know, is it in the way? Kind of want to play c6, d5. Then e5 would be weak, so... Oh, hang on, this gives us an option. This gives us... No, it doesn't. Oh, it's cheeky. They take back with the rook. And besides which, our queen's not here anymore, so it doesn't attack this. So we don't have that option. Right, bishop g7. The knight's, what, queen to g4? We'll just take that. Alright, then we'll go here. Defending the queen. Also threatening to mess their pawns up. So let's see what they do. Okay, they've gone back to g3. Fine. Now let's try and reroute the knight. Should we play rook f8? Rook f8, I think. Rook f8. Try to reroute. Okay, I think we may have to take that pawn because this just looks too much. Okay. Isn't this a fork? What's wrong with that? Takes. They'll take back with the queen. I don't believe in that. We've got this move as well. I don't think that's a good sack. Rook e5 is playable. What do they want? They want knight f5, which threatens a mate. But we can always defend that bishop. Oh, but then there might be problems. Okay, so if we go here and they take that, then we can actually just sack back. They'll take with the pawn. We'll plonk a knight here, and I think we have a good position there. So we've got 2 pieces back for the bishop. Yeah, they took 2 pawns, but still. Okay, we've got choices. We can go here. We can go here. We're going to get mated, so we can't do that. We go here, we get mated, so we don't have either of those choices. I think we should just capture that. Okay, now we could try that. I think we're fine. We're fine to hide there. This is sort of a problem, isn't it? If we go here. So maybe we should try not allow that to happen. How is that going to happen though? What about that now? Bishop h6. allowing rook g8. Now that looks like a good idea. Are there any checks? Luckily there aren't. And we're covering the e7 square, so I quite like that. We're going to come in with rook g8. And you see this plan of like pushing f6 and landing on g7 is not going to work. Okay, so they probably want to do this. Looks like it makes sense. If we go here and they go there, we're going to go here followed by here, probably. Okay, this is defended. We're going to get in here first. Can also play knight e5. I mean, we're a bit down on material, but somehow I feel like we've got a good position. And that at some point the two minor pieces are going to start to show their worth. Okay, it's an interesting move. This is not obviously okay. Yep, that was. You don't want to take this because we're actually threatening h3. Now we could try to do some stuff. What if we go here? I guess what they're threatening is this. Okay, well, that's okay. Ah, they can take that. Just messed it up. Okay. Yeah, that was not clever. That was not clever. Okay, rook f1 is just going to defend f6 and problems. We're an exchange down. That's all. Oh, we're only an exchange down. Okay. Oh, you know what we just missed? Oh. We just missed that. That's so annoying. Not enough time. Yeah, okay, makes sense. So we just swing this bishop round. Are we in danger of getting mated? I don't think we are. Don't think we are. Okay, now we try and get onto this diagonal. Just keep giving checks and just try and weather the storm. We've got our exchange back. Oh, and it's worse than that. It's worse. It's worse. It's a whole rook. Boom. Can't protect it. And the queen is attacked. Okay. What do you do? All moves are bad, but just play one. I've got 8 seconds. Come on, Dusty Bottom. Come on. Pick it up off the floor. Play some moves. Make me work. Interesting. Oh, fuck. Oh, what did I do that for? Okay, this looks okay now. Right, now we've got chances. Oh, no, we're all good, we're all good. We just need to work out the Zugzwang. We've got drawing chances. Alright, who's going to get zugged? Oh, it's a draw. It's just a draw. I don't think neither player can advance, right? So it's a draw. We got away with it. We should have had more, I think, somehow at some point. No one can do anything because these pawns are just too strong. Good game. Good game. Good draw. All right, we stopped the bleeding at least. Let's go. D4. Knight 6. What we're going to get? Another Grunfeld? Yes. Let's go. Ooh, probably E4 and we trade the knights? No, okay. This variation is easier to deal with for black. Because white doesn't, set up this huge center. Castle here, or we could play c5. Let's just castle. Okay, that did allow them to trade knights and take this, but that looks a bit risky. c5. Attack the center. We want to play knight c6, probably bishop g4. Okay, this is attacked twice. Normally when this knight's attacked, you just take this, which I think we should do. Queen c7 is interesting. Quite like queen c7. Yeah, try and bring a rook here to x-ray the queen, but we're also threatening to take this pawn here for free because we X-ray the light square bishop. Okay, that's a good move. They also X-ray their bishop. So, knight c6. Okay, now I'm going to pin this knight. And are we putting pressure here? Okay, bishop f5. Just going to claim that this was a weakening move, but it probably wasn't. Maybe h6, king h7, maybe rook d8 and c8. We just want to develop our pieces. Mr. Pie. Like it. Mr. Pie. Rook e1, not sure about that. Let's see what it does. I'm going to play rook c8. They want this? Maybe that's what they want. Bishop e4. d5 rather. Okay. I'm going to go like this because that's the move I wanted to play anyway. And we always don't care about trading this knight for a bishop. We'll happily let that happen. Okay, that makes sense. Can we do this? Takes, 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 takes. I guess we can. Do we want to? It looks alright to me. We might be missing something in that variation. What if they take this first? We can take them, so that's probably okay. So they take this, we take with a knight. Oh, there's some cheekiness over here, isn't there? Like they'll trade everything and then they'll take this. Yeah, but then... Don't know. We need to do something. Queen a5? Let's play queen a5. I didn't like the look of this. Okay, so now we attack. Well, we don't attack c3, it's defended, but we do attack a2 if the bishop relinquishes its defense, and we're attacking that bishop. Mr. Pie, come on, show me your circumference. Okay, that makes sense. What should we do? Probably we should go back to d7. We need this. We can't give this bishop up, and we're getting hammered at the moment with these light square pawns. We didn't want to drop back to e6 and allow a trade and bust our pawns up. Our pawns on these two squares does not look good. So bring our bishop back to d7. Yeah, it blocks the d file, unfortunately, which we really want to open. Ooh. Okay, this looks like a one-move threat. Let's deal with it this way. I think d4 is hanging now, right? d4 is hanging, so we can just take it. If I understand correctly. We can play knight takes, not bothered about X trade here. Right, we hit this bishop, which is good. We want to get rid of that bishop for sure. And our bishop now can have a life on the c6 square, which it couldn't have previously. Probably want to take with the rook. Rook c6 and rook back to d8. Okay, it looks like we're in good shape. Yeah. Oh, interesting. No, check this out. This is great. We can take that. This is not possible because the rook's hanging. There's queen on a5, man. Nice. Okay, this bishop is actually not hanging. So on the next move, after this capture, we can happily just bring our rook out, actually. Oh, I think we're in good shape now. Right, this rook is hanging. There's a mate threatened. Well, it's not mate. It's a capture with check, but this looks like the most obvious natural move. But we could also play this and allow this. But why would he? In order to stay active, but I don't think we should do that. Okay, so we won an exchange in that trade. Now we want to get rid of queens. We can also do this. Yeah, and that bishop's pinned, so let's do that. So we're forcing a trade of bishops here. And that leaves us just with an exchange in this endgame and 2 extra pawns, and that should be enough. Should be enough for a W. Pick up the W against Mr. Pie. Knight e6. That's interesting, because if we capture, then they come back with a check. And if we capture here, then they've just picked up a pawn. But what if we go here? Then they take this, we go here, they go there, and it's actually mate. So, but they'll take our bishop. Okay, so let's just keep it simple. That's a check. And pick up a pawn. Don't see any problems with that. Now all we need to worry about is getting hammered on the dark squares somehow, like the knight jumping in here. But we've got a handle on that square for the moment. But we kind of want to bring our queen onto this long diagonal, I think, to prevent something bad from happening. Okay, what about this maybe? Actually, I'm just going to do that. I'm going to go on the long diagonal. We've just allowed this move. After everything we just said, we've just allowed it. What are we doing? Okay. Go defensive. Yep, that's a move, but we can just go here. So that's probably totally unnecessary, but we should be okay. In time scramble. And we want rook e8 and queen e5 to force a queen trade. As soon as queens are off, this should be an easy win. Mr. Pie going around in circles. Yeah, oh, this one is a move as well. But this one I think is just easy. No, we should go there. There was knight f6. Okay, we can go here. Are they actually going to get a draw now? Don't think so, so we got this. And this knight's actually lost. Oh, Jesus. Oh, what the hell? They got a draw. Oh, they missed it. Knight 6 was a draw. Alright, there was a draw in that game. Look. So this was horrendous. So I allowed this. And here if they just go knight f6. Let's move to the analysis board. Knight f6 is a draw, I think. So go back here. It's forced. It's the only legal move. Well, it's not the only legal move. Like I can give my queen up. But then we're losing. Yeah, and then just give a check again. I guess. Yeah, and if we try and attack the knight, then we just can't. We obviously can't do this because there's a discovered check winning the queen. So I think that was a draw, but our opponent missed it, and we managed to scope out the W. All right, let's go. 20. Oh, hang on, we just played a rapid game. Okay, we started a rapid game. Oh. Change of scene. Let's slow it down. We accidentally went rapid. We've gone rapid, and we're in a French defense. And they're going to play knight f6, and we play bishop f3. And in contrast to a normal French defense where your knight's already on f3, in this line your bishop just goes back to d3, and it's not as good there as it is on f3. Okay, so just keep developing. Hard to readjust after the high octane action of Blitz to be in a sort of classical situation. Alright, c5, we could take it, but that gives their bishop an easy passport to the c5 square. We could play bishop e3, which gives us more options, but honestly I think we should just castle. Look at that, 2038. Hammered recently on the rapid. But it's alright, we're on the wagon now. You know, sobriety will lead us. Should we take on d4? This is kind of why I wanted bishop e3, because then we'd already be in shape here. Now we're sort of reacting to bishop c5. Well, maybe that's not so bad anyway. Bishop c5 doesn't really threaten anything. And here it's interesting because they've got this 4. Again, we could take a bit more time to explain things. They've got this 4 against 3 on the king's side, and we've got this 3 against 2 on the queen's side. But what's important is that the kings are going to be in the king's side, and that means that the queen's side majority is more mobile. So I think a good move here might be c4, so that we can play knight c3 without blocking our queenside pawns. So let's go for that. They're going to castle pretty short, and our strategy here should just be a3, b4, c5. This bishop really wants a better deal in life than a passive stance on the e7 square. But let's see what happens, because these French defenses are always tricky, and the Paul pawn, as he's affectionately known, has got a question mark next to his grade. That means he's an unknown factor. Right. Our bishop got attacked. We should have not allowed this at all costs. We can go to e2 at all costs. Could we do anything else? If that gets captured, then we'll lose our knight. We'll have to take back with the pawn. Don't like that. Don't see any tactical resources. Bishop e2 looks passive, but I don't see what else we can do that doesn't make a mess of our pawn structure, or just straight up lose the c4 pawn. So bishop e2. We can play f4 to kick this knight away. For that, you probably want a bishop on e3, but you don't want to get hit with knight g4, which it doesn't work actually. Knight g4. We've got 2 protectors of that square at the moment, and the French bishop is not doing anything. Stuck behind its own e6 pawn, so maybe there's some mileage in playing 4f4. Maybe. Yeah, because then after f4 we can put the bishop back on f3 where it belongs, and then we can carry on with our queenside pawn storm idea. So let's see what the Paul pawn comes up with. The Paul pawn. Bishop d7, big moves. Big moves in this big game. High stakes. You know what? I'm going to do this first, because I don't want a bishop to land on c5 or a queen come into b6. After I've played f4, pinning this knight to my king. Just don't want that. Okay, so maybe it's something I'm going to have to live with. What about this? Now knight b5 is playable. Bishop takes, we take back, we hit the queen. The queen has to retreat, or move at least. Now, can the queen move while trying to maintain the attack on our c4 pawn? Maybe, but if you to give it their bishops, it's probably not good, right? Give up a bishop pair, I mean. The pair of bishops. Everyone's favourite thing in the game. You know, you can give up like 2 central pawns, and you know, be like 5 minutes down on the clock because you've got the bishop pair. You still feel like you're in with a chance. All right, we hit the queen. The knight's on b5. The d6 square is attacked. We'd love to play bishop f3 after queen c6, but we can't because probably queen c4 is coming. Yeah, we can't allow that. But what we could do is defend the c4 square with a b3 or maybe a queen c2, such that we could meet a6 with bishop f3 if they play queen c6, which I think they're gonna. If you don't do queen c6, I mean, you don't do queen c5 for sure, because that just gives us b4 for free, and that's what we want. And I don't think you go queen b6, which gives us bishop e3 for free. I mean, you want to maintain the attack on c4. I think that's how you try and keep the pressure up. The Paul pawn. 27-9 question mark. Oh, we had all these sound effects we weren't using. Queen c6. Where is it? Expected. I hope you can hear that. Right, probably queen c2 then. You get the feeling that's where the queen belongs in these structures. and then we can play bishop. We can never play bishop. After f4 we can. Okay, so it's queen c2 so that we can play f4, so we can play bishop f3. If we play f4 now, they're just gonna capture this, right? So we need to defend it. Queen c2. But should we? Yeah, let's do queen c2, because at the end of the day, our rooks come into the d file. Okay, unfortunately, we are going to get hit. We could have played knight d4. Missed that idea. Okay, but it's still viable. Bishop e3. If they kick us immediately with a6, we can get the knight to d4. So it's still viable. Thought they might do that. Right. But now bishop e3. Oh, okay, they're just in time with knight g4, which is annoying. Do we have to play a3? But then they're just in time with a6. What about bishop f4? Maybe that's the way to go. Bishop f4. Then we're not worried about a6 because we'll take this knight. If they drop back like so, we've got bishop e3. That's where we wanted to go anyway. And then there's no knight g4. So bishop f4 looks like a move. No bishop d6. Okay, why not? Clear the back rank, attack this knight, and hope that it drops back to g6 so we can play bishop e3, which allows us to play knight d4 if they kick us with a6. Okay, I think we're just hanging in there in this game. You know, we've got the bishop pair. Look at these pair of juices. Very nice. Yeah, okay, good. Now bishop e3. We could play bishop g3. But yeah, there's no knight 5. We could play bishop g3. Yeah, but then we have to come back here. But we can come back here now because the knight doesn't attack c4. We could even just play b4. I like that. No, our bishop's hanging, so I don't like that anymore. I like it less. I like it less than I did a moment ago. Shall we play bishop g3? I feel like we should. I feel like controlling the d6 square, to some extent at least, is very important. Yeah, okay, so that was... Oh, where have you gone? Funny. Right, I guess we've got to go knight c3. Chat's gone mad this week. Right, knight c3 I guess we have to play. Well, actually that's not true. We've got bishop f3 now. That was part of the fun. Part of the point of all of this. Oh, but hang on, we've also got knight c7, which I didn't understand. So there's a bunch of different things we could do. Bishop f3, we could play knight c7. So amongst those two, what looks more attractive? This looks very attractive. Where does the queen go? The queen can't go to b6 because there's bishop c7. So that's one advantage of keeping the knight on b5. If the queen goes to c7, then b4 is coming with a tempo. And then it's hard to see where the queen goes. And I don't think you can go back up there. Okay, so it looks like this is a good move. Can anything go in the way? No. Well, e4 is protected twice, so it's bishop f3. Yeah, bishop f3. Look at this weird thing where we've got these bishops and they've got these knights. Interesting. All right, this position looks decent. Quite happy with this. Out of a French against the Paul Pawn, 27-9, who's exercising his knights over my bishops. Exercising. I mean, they're not getting much exercise on g6 and f6. They're just going to stagnate. They're going to put on weight. They are going to turn into plump ponies over there. No mobility. No mobility, no motivation. Nah. This bishop's excellent. You know, had to just go and hide on e2 for a bit. That one's on f3. Okay, so we've got some ideas here, and we've still got this push the queenside majority thing going on, which should be good in endgame. Should give us some chances in endgame, because this. Oh, okay, that's what we thought might happen, but we thought b4 was a good idea. Could also play knight c7, but I think b4 is a way forward. So b4, where will the queen go realistically? I mean, you could go to g5, but I don't think so. Somehow, I don't think you're going to land on g5. So I don't know. Back up here? No, God's not there. You can't go here because there's a fork. Okay, so maybe it's forced. Maybe you've got to go to g5. But that looks difficult. Why? Why does it look difficult? If we play h4, knight h4. But if there's any mileage in that. Okay, we're going to have to move our knight after that, so we could go to c7. Quite like that. Don't know. There's always a bishop d6 in there, forcing us to trade our bishops, and then our knight's a bit loose. Yeah, queen g5. So maybe we should play knight back to c3. Knight c7 looks good, but I'm not sure it really is as good as it looks. But let's just check it out. What will they do? Rook c8. Knight c7, rook c8. Oh, then this bishop takes b7. That might be a way to actually do something. Because then the knight attacks a6. We might have some chances there. What are we missing then? What's the best response to knight c7? Bishop d6 makes some sense, but unfortunately, we just take a rook, so it doesn't really make any sense. This move does not make any sense. I mean, if you have to do that, surely it's not looking good. Although, a knight could get trapped, Could get trapped. In this line, it's just insane. Okay, but realistically it can't, can it? I think we can own the d file in that line, so I'm okay with that. I don't think our knight's going to get trapped. So what things can you do? Maybe this is an idea. Well, you got to move your rook, right? Alright, spent way too long on that move. Way too long. Alright, where are you going? Where are you going, rook? Go here, I guess. It's probably playable. I think against both of these moves would just bring a rook into the d file. I guess excuse me, full body shiver. You can't play rook c7 because of bishop b7, probably. What have we missed? I feel like this is just too good to be true now. What, they want to take this and then skewer? Wow. Wow. There's a skewer. That's sophisticated. Okay, and then we take this and yeah, we've got 3 connected passed pawns. I know that we gave up, well, we didn't really give up any material, did we? Okay, no, that's what they wanted. Okay. Not sure about this, honestly. This looks like it's not right on the black side. I quite like queen a4 because, if this knight moves in any circumstances, there's a queen check. But what are the threats here at the moment? Take my queen. What are the threats round? down here? Don't know. Okay, so you see the queen c3, but then maybe there's some of this. Don't know. That piece is hanging, actually, so maybe not. Don't want to go into a dark square. Queen a4 was sort of... Our queen's offside a bit, is what is my worry. I guess they want to double rooks, that's probably the thing. So what will we want to do about that? The benefit of a queen a4 is that you can play rook d1. Yeah, okay. So queen b3 or queen, let's play queen a4. Last chance, queen a4. Okay. Rook d1 is going to be a move if they double rooks on the d file, which I think they will. And this pawn is lost. It's going to get rounded up. All right, this is looking decent. It looks like we just won 2 clean pawns. I thought the skewer was a goer, and we'd have only picked up 1 pawn for that, but we would have still had 3 connected passes and a rook against 2 money pieces. So that still would have been probably good for white. Be interesting though. I'd like to have a look at that line after the game. All right, what they're going to do though? Right, at the moment this rook is attacked, and can you gambit this rook? I don't see a world where you can gambit this rook. So you got to move it, and you can't capture. You probably can't go here. You got to go there, right? It looks that way. And then we've got 2 options. We could pick up the pawn with 1 of 2 pieces, or we can just say, nah, no counterplay. This is the move I like the best. This is why it's really good to keep the queen on this short diagonal. And now, go ahead, trade everything on d1, that's fine. It's obviously good for white. And we've got this clear past c-pawn now, which is just going to run up the board. Knight takes a6, and just all the squares are covered. This, okay, so here we've got a bit of this. If we capture and the queen captures, it's attacking the knight. If we don't capture, yeah, there's this. But I don't see that that's so bad. We'll allow our bishop to be captured, but I think I feel fairly safe with a rook on f1. But we are running out of time. Can we play a4? Alright, we really should think about what to do here. Okay, I'm just going to go here. Why not? What's the threat? I don't see the threat. Actually, then there's this skewer. Skewer can't happen yet. The skewer can't happen yet because this square is actually x-rayed by this rook down here. So I was thinking that they can give a check, take my bishop, and then skewer me. But it doesn't work because I can take this rook. Yeah, okay. Ooh. Fucked it. Bollocks. Okay. Did we just give a whole piece back? What actually just happened there? Oh, we lost a rook. Okay. Oh. No. Yeah, good old one. Check. Attacking the rook. Yeah, well played. The pawn. Oh, but this is gutting. We just lost a whole rook. No. Oh. That was a whole rook. Yeah, but it was forced after we'd made the blunder. Okay, so what have we got? 2 pawns for a rook. Yeah, great, brilliant, smashing. All right, rook here is a big problem. Would have to go here, and then there'd be any discovery you want against the queen. Okay, so we have to prevent the rook coming here at all costs, but I don't think we can. Alright, well, there is one way out, I guess, and that's this. At least allows us to get to the f3 square. Oh, then we just get mated anyway. Alright, well played, Paul the pawn. Okay, and it's different. We played it with the rook, not the queen. I thought the queen was cleaner because okay, same thing. Oh. Alright, might have a short break after this one and try and recover. Oh god, this is you viewers don't need to see this, do they? Well done, well played, good game. Alright, gonna take well, hang on. Viewerships hit the roof. Fucking hell, thousands of them, thousands. But no, I need to take a short break, so I'll be back in 5 minutes time with some more Blitz and Rapid games on Full Bob Vision. Don't go away. Stay where you are. Just be 5 minutes, alright. It's just 5 minutes. Calm yourselves. Thought I was going to make you wait another 90 seconds. Nah. We're going to move straight in. That was a very disappointing finish, but let's just have a quick look at how winning we were. Because at the point where we moved into the 7th rank, what was the move? Queen C1 the engine wants. Okay, it is totally winning. That was a bad move. H5? Okay, but that was even worse. But here, yeah, just rook takes d2. I was thinking, while I was brewing the tea, should have just taken the rook on d2. Yeah, but still, apparently it's not that good, which is insane. What, only a pawn up? Okay, fair enough. Still. Yeah. Queen C1, Queen C1, that's such a clever move. Ah. Yes, you can take the queen as soon as this rook moves. Okay, and probably this pawn hangs. Anyway, that's analysis for another day. Let's go. We're going to go back into the Blitz realm. The Blitz zone. Oh, a Caro-Kann. Or as I call it, the Caro-Can't. So no idea what to do. Bishop d3. In the Caro-Kann. Right, he's going to take on e4. And then what happens? Yeah, we should have traded. Hang on, have we... Okay, this probably doesn't work now because there's a pawn on c6. So let's not talk so much because it's blitz. This bishop looks weird. Let's try and get our knight to g3. Helps if you play the move, not just draw the arrow. Okay, this is interesting. If we go knight g3, it looks like we've hung this. Knight takes, bishop takes. But then there's queen e2. And that bishop is going to get 1. So I think it's actually okay. Anyway, we can bring the bishop back. Yeah, probably they'll just take on d4 anyway. Anyway, was it worth wasting 30 seconds for that? Hang on. Do we want to take that? They'll take with the knight. No, we don't want that. Alright, let's just castle. Maybe we've got this sort of thing coming in. Probably this is what we want. Right, I'm going to pin that pawn. Okay, we're going to attack it now. Now we want queen d4. I think. This looks super risky. Bordering on foolish. But that's the kind of mood we're in. Right, knight d2, no. Bishop e3, bishop f4, bishop g5. This queen looks wrong here. Okay, bishop e3. Yeah, okay, understood. Queen d2. No, I don't want queen d2. But we don't want our queen on the open file. That's the thing. Okay, we can do a bit of this. Ooh, problems. Oh no, it's okay. Oof, I thought there might be some back rank thing going on after a trade, especially with the knight coming out, attacking the queen and making a back rank threat. But the queen itself, yeah, controls that square. Oof, only just. Only just. Now, on this trade, what I was worried about is queen d1, but it's covered, so we're all good. Alright, back into the swing of it. Told ya. I told ya so. No, it's just told ya. It's not told ya. Right, what's going on here? This d5 square is so good for our opponent. I think they're just kind of in the lead, really. They've got a lead in development. Got to go back here. Hang on, was that just hanging? That knight was hanging, and I just didn't take it. What was that?
Double question mark.
Yeah. We've got to look out for those, you know.
Hanging piece.
This knight is a hanging piece. Okay. Now we may still be able to win that hanging piece like this. Apart from their threatening mate. So we can't do that. But we can attack it. Which is what we probably should do. Where does it go? Where does it stop? Okay, interesting. Interesting. Speculative, I'd say. Speculative sacrifice from our esteemed opponent. When you sack a knight on f2 and follow it up with king h8, then you know that your opponent is in trouble. Alright, let's try and trade the queens. King h8. Really wants to play f5, that was the idea, but the f-pawn was pinned. Somehow just following your big sacrifice up with a king move is hilarious. Right, okay, we're in fine shape. There's no pin anymore. This knight's fine. The king is free to move. This pawn is attacked, but that's probably not a problem. Okay, let's go knight c3. Did we just mess something up? The knight's going to capture, yeah. Probably just... Oh, okay, there's a fork here, so we don't want that. Can we just go up here? I think we can. I think we're all good. We've got an extra piece, so we should be okay. Well, okay. Stay on the dark squares. They've got a light square bishop. So keep everything on dark squares. That limits the scope of this piece, especially the king. They've defended the b pawn, which makes sense. You know what? Let's go for trades. This forces a trade of one minor piece, I think. Which is that one. Okay, and now... Okay, let's force the rooks off. Maybe, you know, giving them this passed pawn was not a great idea. But that's what's happened. And that's the world we're in. King's going to come across. So let's think about how to win this game. How to bring the pressure. I think the king is the piece that we should improve. And after that, I think we should actually just stay on the e-file. So some very strange sounds from outside. Okay, we're attacking this knight. Where's the knight going to go? It's going to stay. Should I stay or go? It's going to stay. Alright, let's give it a kick. Hopefully it goes in here to try to attack this pawn. No, they've gone back and they want to jump in here, so let's prevent that. And then bring our knight in. Okay, now they want to go here. Yeah, I can't do that without allowing more trades. Okay, the king's cut off. What do we want to do here? I guess we can just take this. I think that's safe. It's risky. Looks risky because this knight can get pinned. Alright, we've got king f3, so no props, no props. Probably important that we won that pawn back. Now we can attack this pawn, I think. And they might have to play it. Oh, they've resigned. Fair enough. Fair enough. I thought they might be able to play on there. They had a passed c pawn, but they were going to have to play rook b8 to defend their b pawn, and that was unthinkable. Unthinkable. Okay, what's this h3 move? I don't get that. Some London system, but you've just played h3, which is not a useful move in the London system, as far as I'm aware. Queen b6, attacking b3, b2. Okay, bishop f5. I'm going to play rook. You know what? I think we can just trade and plonk a knight here. We can even play queen b4. I think we should plonk the knight first somehow. Queen b4, knight c3. We can play knight b4 ourselves. Ooh. Let's go. Knight's coming into c2 after rook c8. Problem, because this rook is trapped. Okay, understood. So, can we play queen c2? Queen c6, excuse me. Okay, I think we should play knight e4. Hop in here, maybe? I think we should castle. Right, I got very excited about that position and it didn't turn out half as good as I thought it might. But I don't know, these knights look good. They leave a good impression. What about this knight? Doesn't look as good. Hey, this is interesting. I want to hop into the e2 square. What's this knight doing? He wants to fork us. Right, so let's not let him Let's not let that knight fork us. Alright, we've got... okay. We've got to jump into c3, haven't we? Just feel like we have to. If we don't do that, what are we doing? What do they want? Queen b5? I can't go queen b5. Okay, okay. Should probably go with a bit of this, I think. Just so that we can move this knight if we need to. And our queens for the mobility of it. So rook takes is going to win a piece. Can we take this? You know what? I think we might be able to. Because if they capture, we take back. There's no queen takes. If they trade first... Oh, it's complex. It's complex. Hang on. We take this first. On rook takes. There's rook. We trade the rooks. And then take the rooks. So they'll trade rooks first. We take back. Then they go, thank you very much. We take that. They take back with the queen. We give a check. The king lands on h2. And... No idea. No idea. Okay. So that doesn't work. Which means we might be in trouble. Somehow I feel like it must work, but this is why I lose blitz games. Okay. It doesn't work. It simply does not work, so we're going to have to just accept that and trade knights. Yep. And rooks if they want. I think our rooks are better. Right, so they're going to try to trade rooks this way. Or double rooks, rather. Bit annoying. Alright, what do we do? Probably this, actually. We can play... Well, we can't play queen d3. Alright. Okay. Play some moves. Okay, so knight has been attacked. I have to go back here. Don't really mind this, but we should take with the queen. We're going to end up with a really bad pawn on c6, but yeah, it's not looking good. It's not looking good. But it's not looking awful. Oh, the knight went back to d3. Wasn't expecting that. Okay. Probably king h7. What's this? What does this knight want? Jump in here? Maybe. Okay, king h7. We should have brought our rook to the c file while we had a chance. Okay, can we just attack that like this? I think we can. Where's that knight going to go? I don't see a square that isn't covered. And then what we can do next is rook c8. And if they double up with a pin on our knight, we've got knight a7. Luckily. And then our knight's in an awful position, but still. I think it's the only way to defend this knight. Okay, look how far behind we are on time. Sigtar Bauskas. Okay, that's alright. It's not the end of the world. We could try that. Oh, wow, they just allowed us to get out of jail free. Happy days. Let's do that then. Okay, now we could play knight b5. I don't think we should. We should play knight e7. Get to f5 maybe. Now we own the c file. Was that a really stupid idea? They can pin our knight, forcing us back. And then we're going to end up on c8. And they're just going to move in. Yeah, that was a good move from them. Trade queens and our knights in a really bad spot. Okay. Oh, and that as well is a problem. Let's kick the bishop. Let's try to... Okay. Let's try and get this bishop on the scene. This pawn is hanging. Oh, we're just losing material left, right, and centre. Can we go there? Let's have a go. Maybe we can. Oh, just hung the knight, the bishop. And the knight. Oh. Alright, we got away with it. Okay. Why are you not taking this pawn? I mean, come on. Worth a try. Is this going to hang? I guess we want to attack that. Okay, that is going to hang, and there's not really any point carrying on, is there? I mean, if we manage to survive this, everything is wrong in the world. There is no justice. Oh, look at this knight, it's useless. Could be a resigns. Could be a resignation. Sigitar has done us in. Go on, move this knight. Yeah. Okay. Good game. Slow game. Well, fast game. Obviously, it's blitz, but I mean, slow burner for me. Alright, we've got Scandi, and we're in. Knight f3. We'll see how this progresses. Bishop g4. Okay, that's pinning my knight, so we're going to defend it. Okay, and I think here we can play h3, but I think we can also play d4. Let's play h3. This is an unusual move there. Okay, now d4, we're going to get c4 next, and knight c3. Okay, this queen is not in a great spot, I'd say. Can we play bishop f4? No, we can't. We don't want to play g4 yet. d5 is a move, but let's just castle. Masamburitan, 1908. Okay, we could try a g6, a g3, and a bishop f4. You know what? I think I want rook e1. Bishop e7, no, d5. Maybe it's a bit optimistic. Okay, so just bishop e3. Okay, now we need to have a little think. Where does our queen belong? Maybe on c2? And then we can play rook d1? Because d4 is fully covered now. Okay, so the queen's probably going to retreat. That's their idea. Yeah, queen c7. Does this allow anything? Can we play g4, g5? Where does a knight go? We could play knight g5 actually. Maybe it's time to remove the passive bishop. Oh, did we just allow them to capture on f3? We did. Okay, but maybe that's not so bad. Maybe we can do king h1, rook g1, rook g3, defend the h3, and have an attack. Well, it probably wasn't advised to allow them to just destroy our kingside pawn structure that way. Okay. c5, good move. Like it. But how good? Yeah, okay. I'm going to go king h1. Play for rook g1. Try and get the rook to somewhere that protects my h3 pawn. Do I want to take with the bishop? I think so. I don't think a rook is ever going to take this bishop. Forcibly. Okay. This isn't too bad. I don't think. Knight takes, we can take back, and we can trade everything. We're still not material down. So that's good. Maybe we could get b4 and c5 in. Hang on. If we take back, there is a queen takes c4. That could be a problem. Ah, bollocks. Alright, so we've hung the c4 pawn. That's not good. And then it's one of those positions. There's just nothing, right? You're just getting toasted. Toasted. Queen c4. Attacks the rook. Ooh, right, wasn't played. So what does that queen want? I think we should play rook g3. It still allows this move. Okay, so maybe we should play b3 while we've got the chance. F3 is protected. Pawn on h3 is not protected. It's not so easy to attack. I guess queen h4, rook g3. They might have knight h5, which is so annoying. Okay, so they're gone there, which makes sense. Oh, nasty, nasty. Oh, very nasty. Done. Game over. No way out of that. Oh, well, okay. It's this. Queen takes h3. Ooh. And then king g1. And we live. Somehow. We are threatening to take a rook here. Okay. Yeah, I think we want it this way. We should try for knight e4, I think. Takes... Okay, where's that knight going? It wants to go here, but it probably can't. So what about a bit of this? No, we would hang. We would hang that. We don't want to do that. Okay, I don't really want to occupy this square with the queen, but we might be forced to do that. Okay. Let's bring the queen this way. Try and get our knight to e4. We still own the d file, which is one good thing. But we're how many pawns down? 6. Just one. But this pawn is just a monster. We're going to a pawn ending after all the pieces get traded, and this pawn is just going to win the game for black. So we've got nothing here. We're just messing around. Just being stupid. Right, and it's even worse than that, isn't it? This is completely toast. We got toasted. We didn't see the point of that move. We can't cover this square, and we can't move our king, so that's that. Well played. Alright, there's a couple of losses on the bounce there. We need to spin back into the ring. Alright, we're gonna get a Grunfeld. Yes. Cool. Alright, you already lose. You already lose. How can I already lose? Something's wrong with the tenses there. Yeah. You already lost would make sense, or you're about to lose. But you already lose? I think that's grammatically inaccurate. So, yeah. I already think I'm on the front foot because my opponent's got a grammatically inaccurate moniker. It's a good sign. It's a good sign. You already lose. Okay, let's see. C5. I'm going to play knight c6. Try and do something in the center. Yeah. Okay. Let's see what we can make out of this game. Where do we want this bishop? It's always the question. Maybe just on d7. We used to have these ambitious bishop g4s, or try and get to h3. Maybe just d7. Maybe even then you queen c8 and just try and get in on the light squares. I guess the problem with bishop d7 is that this pawn is attacked twice and it's only defended. Well, it's defended twice, but you don't want to interfere with that defense by playing bishop d7. So let's see what happens. So the second half of the stream is sponsored by Yorkshire Gold. Very good of them to throw in a 200 bag. Sorry, a box of 200 bags. You know, I don't want monetary sponsorship. Nah. Give me tea bags. Oh, thanks. Nice stream. You already lose has just commented nice stream, and I'm wondering if it's it's the delay. Like they haven't seen me rip their handle to shreds. Thanks, appreciate that. Nice stream. Cool, cool. All right, You Already Lose is on the scene, and let's see, what should we do? This bishop f4 is a good move. Maybe we should just play bishop d7, but as noted, that will lose the d5 pawns. We don't really want that. What do we do about this? We could do this. That's an interesting idea, actually, because it hits the bishop and also attacks the d4 pawn. So let's have a go. Okay, but now d4 is hanging. So I think we should just go ahead and take it. Maybe the idea is to capture here. Oh, knight b5. I didn't think that was coming. And the knight's not going anywhere, so can we not just take this pawn? What am I missing? What am I missing? Did I already lose? Let's see, if the bishop were on f4 it'd be a different matter, but it isn't. Now we can maybe kick this knight back. Yeah, we can kind of strangle it over there on the side of the board. After following up b5, but then we leave our knight pinned. Ooh, this would be a cracking move if we play b5. That's annoying. Didn't see that. So maybe we're going to play bishop e6 first. Is it that great though? Yeah, I don't think we can play b5, which is annoying. So we should play bishop e6. So that we can play rook c8 and then we can play b5. But in the meantime, our b5, what square is that? c4 pawn looks very wobbly. Very wobbly. Interesting. Okay. So, right. Forcing our knight back. We could play h6, which is an interesting move. But let's just go back to f6. Now this is... Oh, I was expecting them to capture that pawn because it was capturable. But now we've got knight e... What square is that? Okay, can we do this yet? I don't think we can. Okay, I think we're in a bit of trouble actually. If we advance, knight takes, we can take this pawn like that. Okay, none of these options look good. So let's just play that one and see what happens. Took way too much time again on that move. This pawn is hanging. Ah, it's not hanging anymore, but this one is. This one is hanging. Yeah, I didn't get b5 in, and that ain't good. You already lose. We're heading into the time scramble.
Chaos.
Right. Let's just take that bishop. Let's go. Okay. Now what do we do with our bishop? I think we should do this. Why do I think that? Well, if the trade occurs, we hit this knight, and our queen's very good on d5. What about a bit of this? I think I'd take this. Oh shit, they can just trade on d5 and then fork us. Okay, it doesn't work because we take up too many pieces for theirs. So they're not going to do that. e5 is an idea, but we could take en passant, en faisant, or en croissant, as that dude says, you know, that famous chess streamer. You already lose is running out of time. Okay. Are they a pawn up? I'm not sure they are. Ooh, we could go for a bit of this. Okay, we should think now. Okay, I think this is probably the move. No. This bishop's pretty decent. Okay, we should just take that. Okay, now I think let's go here. This pawn is probably dropping as well. We're going to trade the queens. No, we're not going to trade the queens. Okay, back to e6, I guess. Okay, just take this one now. e6 is captured. Should have taken the rook. We should have taken the rook. Alright, let's do a bit bit of this. It's the time scramble. Ooh, we should be in here. I don't think there are any checks for our humble opponent. Surely we can sack that now. Was that just really stupid of me? No, we got this. Okay. Alright, we should be able to survive now. Oh shit, we just hung a rook. Bollocks. Oh dear. Okay, this is not good. Wow, look at that. They just destroyed us. You already lose. Oh, forced the queens off. This is a losing king and pawn. Well played. Ah, fast on the mouse. Okay, yeah, well done. Just go forward. Okay, well played. Good game, good game. Rematch? Hey. Okay, let's go, let's go. Man's rematching on stream. You already lose. Let's go, let's do battle. Best of 5? Thank you. Good. Likewise. Likewise. Look at me hitting my microphone with a cup of tea. Right, let's go. Didn't we just play this opening? No, we can't have done. This must have been with someone else. Right, this doesn't look good for white because I've allowed the c6. Alright, let's get the bishop on an active square. Queen comes out to b6. Fair enough. Attacking c2. We defend it with the queen. Okay, let's see what's going on. Oh shit, I just hung my queen. Alright. It's not good, that, is it? Bro, your queen is the comment. Yeah, come on then. Have me queen. Let's see what happens. Too quick. That is not Yorkshire gold. Alright, let's see what happens. I'm going to be a queen down. Like a full queen. And I think you already lose is just like biding their time, you know. They want me to play a take back. Now, just for the stream, I'll allow that. Thank you very much. That's very kind. It's very kind. Don't usually do that. Or maybe I'll think twice next time someone offers me a take back. Very kind. This opponent is clearly a good sport. Wants to win well. You know, doesn't just want to win. Wants to win properly. You know, not by collecting a hanging queen on c2. You know, wants to get down to a time scramble. How did I get back to 3 minutes? Like, the clock gets reset with a take back. I got back to 3 minutes. Okay, a6 played. Right, well now we can start to just, you know, do some stuff. I want to go here maybe. I'm going to go to d2. Try and get the knight to c4. We should probably play rook e1. We don't want to collect this pawn because that just helps their pieces. Improve. Now we might be able to play knight e4. Maybe we should have played that immediately. Threatening knight d6. D6 is an important square, and our bishop's doing a good job. I feel like whatever happens in this game, it was a loss. You know, queen c2. Queen c2. You already lose. I still can't get on with it grammatically. That looks wrong, honestly. That looks like checkmate's coming. That's how I feel about that. Okay. Let's see what happens. Looks like we might have a chance to chalk up a win. Trying to get to 2,000. It's been a while that we've been trying to get to 2,000, and just been, you know, hovering around the same grade, which is what people like me do because we don't study properly. Okay, we could go 96 and get the bishop pair out here. You know, I think we should do that. That looks good. We also threaten to take the pawn on c5, give the bishop pair back, but what's the word? Cash in the bishop pair. We can just take that pawn now, I think. Let's see a reason why we shouldn't. And this looks good. Es sieht gut aus. What can we do? Maybe we can try and improve this knight. This pawn this pawn is going to come in and trap our bishop. Good one, good one. So let's do that and leave ourselves a space. Big trick with g5 threatening g4. g4.
Expect.
Now we're just going to try and trade pieces. If this bishop relinquishes this diagonal, we've got knight e4. So you should probably... Well, it didn't do that. Oh, I came here to attack. Now this bishop looks pretty well placed. Emplaced. So let's go b4. Not worried about this bishop getting trapped, which could be a thing with all these pawns on dark squares. We might have some messy rook sacrifices in some world. Yeah, maybe that's a little bit ambitious right now. Okay, that's interesting. Attacking our bishop. Yeah, I feel like we're just going to go to c4. Let's see why not. Okay, we're a minute up on the clock. It's not really fair, is it? I feel like we should give them some time back because they spent at least a minute asking us to let them give us the move back. So I feel it's only fair that they should have that minute back. So there you go. You already lose. Let's see what happens. Okay, I feel like we're back in a proper game now. Okay, so what do we want to do here? Yeah, that's the thing. But bishop b5 takes. We get to deliver, but we don't deliver much, I don't think. Okay, you can't go b3. We can go back to f1. Let's just go to f1. Okay, now we can start to fight, I think. Yeah, we should do that. We should start to try and trade these pieces. This bishop's just a monster. And even if it gets captured, like the pawn on c5 is just going to be a monster. So I'm quite happy about that. We could try to double rooks. Ooh, interesting. Okay, we shouldn't have allowed that. So we dropped an exchange. Okay. So what do we do about that now? Fucking bishop on f1. Okay, let's try it this way. Okay, we have to take that back. Okay, so we've lost an exchange, but we were a pawn up. Right, we've got these brilliant bishops, and that's a pinned knight, which maybe we can exploit. This rook's a good fixture. This bishop's looking good. I guess they want to move their king to allow them to take the bishop. Okay, now we'll try and keep our bishops on the board. It's very important that we don't just give the bishop pair up for nothing. And we can sack that, slap our bishop here on h4. If they attack us again, which they have done. Okay. And then we can put a double attack on this knight. You can also try to move into these holes. And this is also... Nah, we can't really take that route. Where does that knight go? Perhaps they play c4. Okay, the knight went there. Not sure I get that. Can bring our bishop now to a good square. Ah, okay, I want to go here, check. That's the idea. That's not possible now because we'll win the exchange back. We'll take. they'll attack our knight, but we'll pick up their bishop, rook in the meantime. So, let's see. Alright, we've got a 40-second time advantage. And a not so bad position. I mean, it's not great, but this pawn is loose. The a6 pawn is loose. Okay, so give him a check. Okay, try and bring this knight somewhere. I don't know where, but just somewhere. Maybe here. There's a fork. Alright, let's take it and at least threaten a fork. At least we threatened something. They're two pretty decent pieces we've got there. And I guess if we just play h4, there's never a breakthrough that doesn't involve a rook sacrifice. Alright, well, should we just take that? I think we should. Oh, bollocks, the bishop captures it. Fuck. Oh, Jesus. Too much. Too much. Hang on. Oh, he didn't do it. Missed it. Poor quality chess on this stream. And I'm not helping matters. Okay. Ah, that's a clever move. Okay, that could be a big problem. How do we get out of that? We've got to attack this rook somehow. How do we attack that rook? Ah, no, we can actually defend. Okay, given that we can defend, what should we do? Okay, let's attack this pawn. Okay, yeah, it was defended, but that gives us this square, which we can use to our advantage. Okay, now this pawn is weak. This rook is attacked. These pieces are just brilliant. Bishop's coming back here. We're going to take this pawn next. Okay. Attack this rook. Threaten to check. Oh, that rook's hanging. Jesus. Thank you. Oof. Alright, we don't want to give the king room. Let's push our h-pawn, which we might be able to use to try to win the game. Oh, you absolute knob. Oh, just hanging pieces left, right, and centre. Okay. Okay, we have to try and bring the king around. It's the only way to do anything here. We've got 2 passed pawns against his bishop, so he might have a chance. Oh, disaster. Oh, that's just the worst. Look at this. Even if we do that, they still win. Okay, can we still try to get something out of this game? Maybe we get a draw here. Okay, what about this? Seems stupid. Maybe because we can do this now. And then we can do this. And we've just created. And now we can do this and threaten this. Have to defend this pawn. Okay, we're in shape here. I think we're going to win this game. I think we're going to win this game. It's trousers. We've got the trousers. That's what Dvoretsky calls trousers. The bishop can't deal with these 2 pawns. Even if the king comes down here, it's too slow. Alright, well played, and good game. Good game. Knight and bishop, mate. Knight and bishop checkmate. Oh, good game. Good game. Good game. Alright, rematch. Are we in rematch land? We are. Look at this. Look at this. Rivalry emerging. You already lose. 1951 versus Full Board Vision 1951 live on stream on Tuesday. Ooh, interesting. Mixing it up. Doesn't want to go into a Grunfeld. C6. I'm going to get D5 in. And, okay, what should we do? I think we can take that. You know, what's stopping us? Why shouldn't we do that? A4. Yeah, makes sense. Do we play A6? A6? B5? We've got the C6 pawn, which usually you don't have. Meaning that B5 they capture, we can capture back with that. Bit worried about this sort of diagonal situation. Don't really like the look of that. Maybe then... yeah, maybe we can sort that out. Okay, knight D7. Let's try and bring the rook away from where it is now. We can't play this yet, actually. Takes, and knight takes. So we can't do that. Right. This looks quite difficult, actually, at the moment. What do we do here? I'd say Queen A5. Don't know why I like the look of that move, I just do. I'm not sure. Okay. This looks really uncoordinated from my side. Somehow. Alright, what do we do? Good move. Prevents me from playing rook b8. I want to play e5, but I can't. So I'm going to have to sink the knight in here, I guess. And try and land a knight here to attack this bishop. I don't want to take back with this pawn. Just leaves me with the... Nah. I want to be taking back with a knight on d5. You already lose 1-all. Best of 5. Best of 5 to close the stream. That is a move. Ooh, how bad is it? Alright, bishop f5. Knight takes. Sorry, right, okay, yeah, okay. That was not really worth anything. Okay, so let's at least try and get a move to attack this bishop before something bad happens to this knight. If it's not already too late. B4, I mean, it's lucky that we've got the en passant because we can't capture with the queen. There's rook b1 and that's going to win a piece. That said, even if we capture en passant, queen comes in and we're in trouble. So maybe b4 is just a good move. You already lose. Taking their time to think like a good chess player should do. Taking the time to b4. Played it. Great. What was that?
Double exclamation.
Very good move. Right, but there might be a problem. I mean, there probably isn't, but there might be. You never know. Right, how do we not lose this spectacularly? Here it is. Here's the way out. Boom. Queen h5. So we put a double attack on the f3 knight. So we're not hanging this piece. How do you get out of that? This way? Maybe. But then our knight has a flight square. And we're only losing the b7 pawn. Ooh, this knight happens to be pinned to a d1 rook. So maybe something's happening. You already lose. b4 was a good move, but maybe it wasn't as good as I thought it was. If you're watching my stream and then just playing my own ideas against you 15 seconds later, be warned, I'm not that good. My ideas are not great. Alright, what's this? Rook d3. There's a bunch of interesting ideas here. Okay, so they defended this. Makes sense. And okay, this is attacked. My knight on b6. Am I going to attack the queen, but then I don't think so. We could just liquidate, but then the bishop will capture, and we don't want that. Alright, so we've got no choice, I think, but to move this knight. I feel like we need a better choice than that. Something giving in the center? I don't think so. Okay, let's hang this. Superfluous knights protecting each other, never good. Well, frequently bad, maybe not never good. Yeah, so what can we do? Knight e8 to attack this bishop. Well, I was joking, but I mean, we can go here now, which looks good. We could also play bishop f5, which, yeah, that's not going to work. They'll take our knight. So we should move the knight. Or wherever we move it, actually, we attack this. It's just here we weren't going to get traded. So maybe that wasn't the smartest idea. A queen will capture, but then this knight's actually protected, so we could play e6. We could play rook c8. I like rook c8. I think we need to play a move. So let's do it. You know, blitz isn't necessarily about playing good chess, is it? It's about playing fast. It doesn't really matter if you play the best move or you play great moves, just play fast. That's the important thing. b6. Then we actually get rook d8 in, and that's starting to... I know you're a pawn up as white, but it starts to look difficult. Yeah, we've got moves like this. Have we? Not quite. Almost. We almost have that move. How can we make it work? How can we make that work? Okay, let's attack the queen. Hey, maybe... Okay, this looks rough. Rough in the jungle. Okay, let's do it. Queen... Everything trading in the middle of the board. I think we're getting in first here. What about this? That looks like a move to me. It was a move. Good game. Alright, let's go. 2-1. 2-1 against you already lose. This could be a regular stream feature. We got to trade first and play bishop d3. I mean, I like a bit of a rematch thing. It's cool. You get into the flow. Oh fuck! I should play queen c2. Right, g4. All right, knight d2, knight bd2, bd. Beady eyes, knight bd2, queen b3. Okay, castle short. This knight is a bit annoying. It forces this knight to protect it so that I don't bust my kingside pawn structure. And yeah, we should have played bishop f4 before we did anything else. This looks... Yeah, it looks unfortunate. Don't want to play g4. What can we do? Don't want to play bishop e2, rook e1... c4? Okay. How can we get out of this situation? Guess we could play knight g5, but... I think we've just got to do it. I know it looks totally stupid. What do we do? Just can't see a way out. There's just too much pressure on this knight. Okay, are you really thinking about this sack? Or maybe the other way around? I think they were. Okay, didn't want to capture because that would open the H file, and that's not looking good with what we've done to our kingside pawn structure. So let's see. I don't like the look of this at all. These weaknesses on the king side are looking awful, but at least we can now move our knight. Do we want to move it there? Do we want to play rook e1, knight f1 and come to e3? I think we do. Okay, this c pawn is pinned. But it's only attacked once. Okay, it's still not actually attacked, so I think we're okay there. b3, knight f1. Try and bring the bishop out to g5. I haven't castled yet. You already lose choosing not to castle, which is interesting. Let's see what happens. Lo-fi. Too slow. Alright, now it's different though. Now we might want to take that. Yeah, I still don't think so though. Okay. At least we cleared the back rank. Ah, that's what they were planning the whole time. Oh god. Oh Jesus. Ah, fuck. As if we just walked into that. Right, okay. There's a whole piece, so is there any sense in capturing? No, because we don't get the piece back in that world. So let's not do that. So queen C, probably queen B3. Nah, queen D2, queen D2. Alright, so we lost the piece. Either knight takes or bishop takes. Knight takes. Okay, we've got this at least. No, the rook's attacked. Our rook is attacked, so let's do that. Where's the knight going to go? Is the knight trapped? Ah, it's not now. He's got f4. Ah, disgusting. F4. Oh, blimey. Okay. Ooh. Okay. Hanging this. So what is it? A whole rook down now? A whole rook down. Yeah. Alright, you already lose. I played me. It's going to be 2-all. It's going to be 2-all. Okay, I did say best of 5, but this could continue. Shout out to our Yorkshire Gold sponsor, sending me a box of 200 tea bags to keep the stream going. But you know, pretty poor in it, tea bags. Could have at least sent me some loose leaf. I mean, I get that they're, supporting the stream and everything. I'm very, very grateful for that. But, if I had a teapot here, I wouldn't have to keep, taking breaks. So, Yorkshire Tea Company. I'll have some loose leaf next time. Right, H3 is hanging. We're a whole rook down. Oh, we just mouse slipped. Right, well, good game. All right, ooh, hang on. We need to go back and rematch. I went into autopilot. Yeah. All right, there we go. Come on. 2-all. What is it? First to what? First to 5? Let's go. First to 5. First to 5 on full board vision. Let's see who gets there. Playing at bullet pace. No need. Playing a different structure. Last time we went c6, d5. This time we went d6, c5, which is more like, I don't know what it's more like. But it's already making our opponent think. Get them in the tank. Yeah, knight c6, now we'll attack d4. It's a usual plan. We just try and attack d4. Not so worried about this pawn advancing. Maybe I should be. Maybe we should be. Probably plonk it on d4. Is that a good idea? Pawn looks a bit loose on d4 after a trade of knights. Anyway, it will be defended by the bishop, so maybe it's okay. Anyway, let's see what happens. Come on, you already lose. Tanked for 40 seconds. 40 seconds is a lot of time in a 3+2 blitz game. They pulled it back. Alright, okay. You know what? I think that's a good trade for us, because it gives us a centre pawn against a wing pawn. A wing pawn. So maybe now bishop d4 actually might be the move. Okay, but let's go bishop f5. We try to get into d6. Which is actually d3, not d6. Okay. No e4 happening, you see. Okay, maybe bishop d3 is a move, right? Somehow. Attacks the rook, and then we just have to put another attack on this pawn. I feel like it's a good move. Right, rook c8. Maybe knight a5, threatening this pawn. You know, all pressure on the center, I think. Or maybe we should go queen c7 and rook d8. Okay, they've advanced, which makes sense. Okay, but it does sort of allow us to, you know, uncork our plan, as it were. Okay, this looks interesting because I don't think there's a b3. Because in that world, I think we can just take this pawn because we uncover an attack for a full rook. So you can't play b4. We're attacking c4. So, you know, knight on the rim is dim or grim, or a knight on the side I cannot abide, or whatever other stupid rhymes people come up with to, you know, denigrate my position. I get it, but knights are sometimes pretty good on the side. This might be such an occasion. Okay. How do we put further pressure on this pawn? Can we attack this queen somehow? These are the questions. Given that it's protected by a queen, we could go queen c7. So why not? b3 is probably playable now. And then our knight starts to look bad. We could potentially play bishop c2. The knight can't drop into d5 yet, but we're trying to induce this pawn to move, which is going to give this knight a discovery. That's the idea. But we're not attacking c4. How do you defend it? I don't know if you can defend it. You can attack the bishop. Okay, bishop c2 is a move. What about this one? I quite like that one. I like that because f3 does not look attractive. Bishop drops back to d7. The f3 pawn is just in the way, and there's still a problem with knight takes c4 over here. So we might have something in this game. Plus we've got a 50-second time advantage. Okay. Now let's think. And there's no world in which we just take this, is there? I don't think. So let's just drop back straight away. Threaten this. And this is in the way. This pawn is just in the way for white, I think. That's what I'm hoping. Okay, how do you defend this? Again, b3 is not possible. Just knight takes d5. Threatens to win a whole rook. b4, same problem. So f4, okay. Saying I can't protect the pawn. Oh, interesting. But somehow that just can't work. Hang my bishop. Okay. Okay, so I can give a check first, but that's going to be met with bishop e3, so maybe not. If we move this knight, then this bishop hangs. But then we might be able to play this. Ah, that looks like a good idea, actually. Hang on, knight g4, queen takes bishop, queen d4, king h8, knight f2, check. Is there a smothered mate in that position? There's a fucking smothered mate. They're going to have to give up. Ah, yeah, but it's 2 pieces for the bishop, so probably not good. All right, let's bring this bishop then to g4. Or maybe to b5. What's it to be? b5. Yeah, b5. Okay, good comeback. Look at this, we're stuck on 1951. Could I? Yeah, okay. So I'm kind of threatening this, but it's not really a threat anymore. We want knight g4 in the position to cover the e3 square. And we're kind of happy to give this pawn up in the meantime. I mean, we've also got moves like knight e4 if they take this pawn. The point being that the bishop is the only protector of the rook. And you already lose needs to make a move. And they have to. Okay. Well, let's go. Okay, let's just keep attacking the queen there. f2. Alright, okay, so we can't play knight f2 yet. We can play bishop d4. We could play rook here. I just think that's just got to be a good move. Has to be. Right, but then there's this. and this. Cool. Good game. Oh shit. Rematch. Let's go. Alright, so we're 3-2 up, first to 5. C6, we're in a Caro-Kann. Alright, so let's not do what we did last time, which was not very good. Right, okay. And now bishop f4, and we're in shape. Okay. E6. Do we play queen b3? Okay, there's no bishop g4 in these lines. Probably queen d2 now. Probably queen d2. Queen looks good on f4 after a trade, so that's probably not what black wants. And let's see what happens. So let's short castle because we know that's what we're doing. Okay, rerouting the knight. What's that about? Okay, rook e1. It's a move we're always going to play. Let's see what this knight's up to. Okay, yeah. Idea being if we go here, they'll just hit us. Keep hitting us, but that knight looks not good there. So, like, we'll just trade the bishops. Okay. So what's going on now? Okay, queen c2. What queen move should we do so that we can bring our knight into the game? What queen move should we do? Let's do queen e3. Or queen c2? Let's do a queen e3. Stay on the dark squares. Guess we're susceptible to a knight g4. This bishop shouldn't have a life in this game. Well, it does now. Alright, but that's, that's what it is. Not a very good pawn. Okay, we should be able to attack this b5 weakness. We can't quite put a knight on c5 yet because b6 will be the retort. But maybe we can do summit. Yorkshire speak. Summit. You know that one. Maybe we can do summit. A bit of Yorkshire Gold dialect. Alright, let's see what's going in. Can we play knight e5? Oh, we can now, for sure. Fantastic. I want to keep this knight in d2 because I don't want this knight to land in here. Okay, yeah. Wishful thinking that we're going to allow them to undouble their pawns. Instead, what we're going to do is move onto the light squares and capture back on e5 with our rook, if that trade takes place, which I'm sure it won't. So somehow to defend the b5 pawn is black's problem. How do you do that? Queen b6 is one way. And now, pushing this pawn looks good. How do we make this work? I'm going to go here. Why? So we can bring this other rook across, and this rook defends our back pawn. b4, that was a good idea. Well done. Okay, that's annoying. That is annoying. I knew that my rook was protecting my other rook, but then I just forgot. So we can't take with the a pawn. We can't take with the c pawn. Oh, we can actually. Okay, so let's do that. That's a plan, right? Queen takes, and we take this pawn. Or pawn takes. It is a pawn. It's a pawn. It's not half as good a structure as I think it was moments ago, but it is a pawn. Okay. And, we've got c5 break covered. We've got the e5 break covered. We've got the knight outpost covered. So what can they do? How can they intrude into this position? Moreover, we can play rook c5. If we so desire. Okay, well, let's do that. We've got to attack c6 here. Ooh, here. That has to be the plan. So sticking a rook on c5 looks like it makes sense. Knight might go back to d7. Okay, so maybe rook c3 is actually better. And then slowly bring the rooks round. Might be an idea. Just don't touch these pawns for the moment. They are just fine where they are. They're blocking up the position and making it difficult for our opponent to do anything. Okay. Do I want c5? I think we should just go rook c3. Now we might be able to move this knight around. I don't feel like we have any weaknesses because d4 is hard to attack. They want to push e5 maybe? Okay, I'm going to play knight f3 against that. And also prop knight, rook e c2. Can we not just take that? Knight to... Oh, it's pinned. It's pinned. Okay, well played. Ah, fuck. Ah, bollocks. Okay, let's do a bit of this. What if they... Oh, shit. Oh, well played. That's a... Ah, but okay, it's actually okay. If we step out of the pin and they advance, we can just move our queen, because they can't take this pawn because of the back rank mate. So let's just do that. If this pawn's pinned, it can advance, but it can never capture this way or this way. Ha, that's hilarious. We could actually play like knight g5 against this. That's a funny one. Oh no, we can't, because the rook actually defends the back rank mate. So where do we want our queen? c2? c2 looks like a good move. Oh, okay, so it's not a back rank mate, but you will lose an exchange. And now c2 is hanging. The knight might drop into e5. More likely it heads to f5. And then it could get frozen out with a g6. Who knows? We need some better tunes, guys. I mean, I love a bit of Harry Seller, but it's not right, is it? We need some driving tunes. I mean, some like driving kick drum and some bass and some like moody chords, but like no tune, just like boom, boom, you know, in the zone for blitz chess. So if anyone's got any suggestions for royalty-free music, or if you'd like to provide some, if you'd like to make some, feature yourself on the stream. Be my guest. Right, well done. Defended the c7 pawn. This knight is still, what's the word? Taboo. So what should we do? We've got a time advantage. We should just keep playing fast moves. So let's do this and just keep the tension. Maybe move the knight back to d2. Don't do this. We hang the knight. Okay, now we can come into e5. And we are attacking this pawn. Defended. Okay, now I feel like we can attack it again. We should be able to do that. And it's not defensible now. Very good. Like it. Okay. Which of these annoying moves should I play? Rook f1 or rook c5? They're trying to attack this pawn. This would be problematic. Problematical. Whatever we should do something. Let's go rook c5. Okay. I feel like we've just survived. There's a brilliant move, or there was, until it was no longer brilliant. Okay, I'm not sure what's going on here. I feel like we can actually take this, right? Okay, and now we should be able to just drop back and say that we should be winning this game most of the time. Oh, I can't believe I just did that. That is hilarious. Oh my word. Just straight up hung the queen. Oh god. Oh god. Oh, that is just... Oh, Jesus. Alright, it's alright. It's 3-all. It's first to 5. We can still win the match. King f1. I've mouse slipped king f1. Good sportsmanship. Okay, what should we do here? What about a bit of this? Get d5 in. Okay, that's just so disappointing to have just straight up hung the queen in that completely winning position. But I guess that's blitz and the time scramble. Now we just hung a knight, and that's literally just because of the last game. All right, so what piece should we give up? Maybe we should just give up this game as a bad job. Take backs. I can't accept that one. Sorry, it's very sporting of you to offer, but I can't accept that one. I just need to accept that I've lost a piece. So, with that in mind, How should I continue? Well, what's the most annoying move? Probably this one. Thanks for offering the take back, but I just can't. I can't accept that. I need to live with the mistake that I just made. Okay, we're a piece down. What do you do in a position where you're a piece down? You just try and keep all the pieces on. You try and mess the position up, right? Try and make it messy. Keep as many pieces on as you can. Try and flag your opponent. What can we do in this position? I guess you want to try and open it up as well. Yeah, trying to open the position is probably a good idea. Queen b6. Okay, queen b3 has been played, which is fine. Let's allow this tweak queen trade. Unfortunately, yes, we hit this a2 pawn. Oh god, and we've trapped another knight. That's a resignation. Okay, it's 4-3. It should have been 4-3. Well, it should be 4-2, shouldn't it? But we hung our queen, a full queen. Okay, let's just not. All we have to do is not do that again. Knight f3. Oh, fuck. Keep doing that. Pay attention. All right. Can we win this first to 5? Let's do it. Let's play aggressively. Let's play energetically. Bishop h2 first. g5. Got to play fast, right? But don't hang your queen. It's a dichotomy. How do you do it? How do you play fast and not play moves like queen d2? Queen d2. Yorkshire Gold's fault. If they'd sent me a packet of loose leaf, things would be different. Right, knight goes to e4. Yeah. I don't get that. Why? Okay, the knight had to go somewhere. Yeah. Alright, well, is there a bit of this action? I mean, there's a weird move. Knight takes c3 in that position, which sort of pinches a pawn in a funny way. So I don't think we can do that. Does it? Oh, that's so clever. Right, how can we proceed? To be honest, I'm not sure. What does this knight? Alright, what about bishop b5? Yeah, bishop b5. Threatening knight e5. We've not lost any material yet in this game. How old are you? You already lose. This is chatting on the side. You can't see the chat panel because I'm not exposing it. But if you were to go onto the game, I think maybe you could see the chat. I don't know. Maybe you can, maybe you can't. But you already lose is asking me how old I am. Have a guess. What should we do about this situation? It doesn't look good, actually. We've got this move. I think you're going to be forced to try it. The thing about this... Oh, fuck. Okay, it's not the end of the world. But this position is just messy. It's messy. I thought a6 was a good idea. Around 40. It's correct, yeah. Around 40. I'm around 40. That's within tolerance of my actual age. I could take this. They're going to take with pawn. Then I get 95. They're going to take this problem. That's a big problem. So, how big a problem is it? I don't think I've got much choice. I've got to take that with... Alright, they went with the queen. I don't think that was the best idea. Now, allows knight e5 to pick up the... That one I will take back. Oh, hang on. Why has that still been played? Oh. No, I'm going to resign that. Well done. 5-3. I got tonked. I was doing okay for a while. Do we have any call? Oh, there's desire to continue. Desire to continue, but now I'm chasing a sort of, you know, I'm chasing a scoreline that never even existed and is already, you know, 2 games behind me. It's a bad feeling. It's an awful feeling. It could lead to some tilts. Last one, fucking last one, giving me the chance to, you know, get back to 5-4 with a last one. Come on, you gotta have 2 more. You gotta have at least 2 more. You can't give me 1 more. We can't play an odd number of games. Come on. Right, what's going on here? We didn't lose any material. What's my FIDE ELO? I think it's about 18 something. I don't know. Something like that. My ICU, that's the Irish Chess Union, is 1830 or something like that. Now we can isolate this pawn. That looks good. Could? It looks good. Could is what cows eat. Well, do they eat it? I'm not sure if they actually digest it. But anyway, we digress. What do we do against this isolated D pawn? What do we do? We don't hang. That's two hanging queens in this match. Fucking hell. What's your FIDE ELO? So I'm chatting on the side. I reckon it's probably similar. Something like that, yeah. To reach CM, that would be a good goal. Okay, you already lose is on the front foot. Well, this guy is 2,000 in the past. Well, I'm done well to get any score off this chap, or you know, chap in the non-gender specific sense, if there is such a sense. Saying they were at 2,000, then dropped when they went to uni. I'm like your, you know, what's the word? Someone who reads things to you that you can't see. Well, you already lose as tanked, but I think that's because they're just typing messages to me and hoping that that's going to be okay. It won't be. It's not going to go well. You've just given yourself 90-second deficit, and that's half of the time you started with. Yeah, you prevented knight b4. Very good. Very good. I'm going to play rook c8. This position looks decent against this isolated pawn. Bishop d3. Okay, now bit of this. Looks good. It looks good to me. Es sieht gut aus. Take this guy off and force to capture back with the f pawn because there's too many things attacking the d4 pawn, which is the isolated pawn, the weakness. Let's see what happens. Oh, hey, check this out. Too much? Messing with the lighting. Okay, that's as low as it goes. Right, so I'm going to take that bishop off. I have to take with the f pawn, and now there's a big stonking hole on g3. How do we blow this position open? I don't think we're going to blow it open, but we should try to jump into these weak squares and just hope. I mean, I think we've got this here. We're just going to take this, they're going to go here, and we've got this, which is going to not win this knight exactly. Surely this bishop sacrifice is good. I mean, how do you get out of that? Go to king f1? I just don't. It has to be. It has to be okay. This. But the reason is that this knight, this capture here, deflects this knight from the queen side, from the defense of the king. But it also leaves this bishop unprotected. I'm also going to take the h3 pawn with check. But yeah, this looks tough to defend with 20 seconds and a penchant for chatter on the side. I guess the knight could go in, yeah, but now there's all sorts of shit going on, including this. But which one do we want? I think we want this one. I mean, even now, if queens come off, we've got 3 pawns for the piece, right? So that's fine. This bishop is attacked. Bishop could go back to f1. Okay, we just got our piece back now, so I think that's okay. Yeah, this is with check, but we just go into the corner. And, oh, rook c2, boom. Very difficult to defend this. Okay, we've got to have one more because it's 5-4, right? We can't leave it at 5-4. We've got to play one more to at least, you know, give us a chance of getting to 5-all. And then we can shake hands and say, happy days. Now then. Well. Why not? Give a check. Give another check. Okay, move on to the light squares. Then we can take this pawn with a check. We're at the point where we could just sack the queen for the knight and still probably have a good position. But that would be foolish. Because we'll probably, like, you know, blunder our queen in a moment. Come on, it's been such a good match. We should have one more at least. Come on. Well, I can just take that knight there. Alright, hey, here we go. Right, last one for our match. And probably last one of the stream. It's been a good stream. It's been a better stream than previously. Right, now we've got bishop f4. And if e6. Okay. Yeah, okay, so queen b3 now, I think. And we attack this. Okay, queen b6. Well, it's a bit of a Mexican standoff, isn't it, with the queens? Should we play knight e2? Should we hit this bishop? Should we just not care? I don't think we want to do that. Okay, knight d2 I'm going to play. Have a guess. Now, can't define. Interesting use of the language you already use. So my man is asking me, my chap, if I'm from the US or the UK. Well, I'm from the UK, but I'm geographically situated in Ireland, on the Emerald Isle, over the Irish Sea there. Anyway, what should we do here? Let's kick this bishop a bit. And then let's bring this knight in. Ooh, well that can't be good. That cannot be good. I don't think that was a good decision from our esteemed opponent. It does sound a bit British, yeah, because it is. I am a Brit. All right, let's castle short. Maybe that wasn't the best idea. This knight's protected. Don't worry. Don't want to take that and just give them a pass pawn, but we do want to target this. So maybe in some world, the knight ends up here to induce this. But maybe that's what they want. Pawns on light squares with a dark square bishop. Maybe we want to jump in here. I want to kick that knight. I want to kick it. Can I kick it? I think you can. So we could actually. It's kind of interesting if we take that. They'll probably take back with this pawn. Yeah. Okay. We get c4 in. I don't think so. All right. Let's relocate this one. I think. Yeah. Let's relocate this one so that we can move this one so that we can play f3. Okay, I don't want to retreat this bishop this way because f4 will lock it out of the game. On the other hand, if we go here, then f6 is going to be a bit of a problem. So we might be left with having to drop back all the way. Stupid though it looks to, you know, disconnect the rooks. Interfere. This rook is quite alright where it is. This bishop's having a hard time, but this pawn now is necessarily having to be protected by these two minor pieces. So maybe a knight g3 is going to come with a bit of a sting attacking f5. Okay, let's do that because that seems annoying. And f4 will happily land on f5 because then we fork these two guys. Okay, now things are looking better than they were moments ago. Okay. How do we protect that pawn though? King f2? We don't want to go king h2, I guess. Or maybe we can actually, yeah, because this pawn's never going to advance. Alright. Maybe we want h5 to sort of lock in the pawns on the light squares, and then we can figure out what to do with this knight. Wasn't expecting that, but this gives us an idea, I think. Okay, bishop back to d2. Good move. Good move. Interesting. Okay, let's go ahead with that plan. We'll have to... You know, we're kind of getting battered back a little bit. If that's even a phrase. We are threatening to take that g5 pawn, so it's probably going to advance. I really don't like... Oh, alright, didn't advance. Okay, we've got to take... Oh shit, we can't take with the knight. Bollocks. Okay, what should we do then? Okay, let's try it this way around. Okay. Oh shit, we forgot about... Oh fuck. Okay, we lost an exchange. We might be going out 6-4 here. Looks that way, but you never know. There's always some, you know, twist or turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so we're an exchange and a pawn down, but this rook is doing something. This bishop is doing something. This knight's doing something. That pawn is probably going to hang. These pawns don't look good. So I mean, you know, maybe there's a world in which we get something going on. Yeah, and actually there's a fork here on g5, which if we put our bishop somewhere, we could take this pawn and threaten the fork. Okay, there's no fork now, so we should take the... No, they're just going to pin us, so we shouldn't do that. Alright. But are they? No, I'm not sure they are. So we've got g3. And even then, like, this pin just doesn't work, does it? Well, it needs reinforcing. Okay. Is there a problem? Maybe we should just play g3 and accept that our bishop is on a pretty shitty square for the time being. Yeah, okay, g3 and play f4. That was the idea. Okay, but now we can just move this, right? And if this we take. Okay. Well. Should we go here? Maybe we should go here, actually. This trick doesn't work, so. Okay. All our pawns are going to be lost. Okay, so we're an exchange down. Okay, that's That's really killed it for us, unfortunately. I don't think we can survive this now. Oh, we definitely can't. Well played. Well played. Alright, 6-4. Good game. Good one, good one, good one. Well, we got out 4.5, 5.5. Offered a draw. Good content. Good content creation there. Nice one. Good games. Good games. It's been a good stream. Let's see what we got out of that profile. All right, 12 wins, 13 losses, and 2 draws. So, yeah, pretty much stayed at the same rating. But it's not all about rating. It's about having fun. Offered a draw. What a legend. What a legend. That was fun. We'll be back next week, and we'll probably do a bit more Blitz, because Blitz seems to, a bit more fun. But we won't be drinking Yorkshire tea next time, because of course we'll have got through the 200 tea bags. I mean, they won't last. They won't last a second. And yeah, but we'll see which tea company sponsors us next week. But until then, keep your mugs warm. And we'll see you next week. It's been good fun. Yeah. Tune in next week for some more fun on Full Ball Vision. Yeah, we're out of here. See you later.